Imagine you are hungry. Not, I skipped lunch hungry. Not, the drive-through line is too long hungry. I mean ancient hungry. The kind of hungry where there is no fridge, no pantry, no grocery store, no delivery app, no emergency frozen pizza hiding in the back of the freezer like a trusted friend. You look around for dinner, and your options are a dirty root, some berries that may or may not betray you, a cracked animal bone, one suspicious bug, and whatever is currently not running away fast enough. Congratulations, you are eating like an ancient human. Modern people love to imagine ancient food as one giant movie scene. A muscular cave person holds a perfect steak over a fire. Everyone sits around smiling. The meat sizzles. Somebody probably invents barbecue sauce by accident. But that is the fantasy version. The real ancient menu was much weirder. Because ancient humans did not eat meals the way we think of meals. They ate opportunities. If food appeared, you had to ask 3 urgent questions. Can it feed me? Can it kill me? And is something bigger about to come back for it? So what did ancient humans actually eat? The honest answer is whatever worked. And sometimes whatever worked looked absolutely nothing like dinner. Let's start with the cracked bone. To a modern person, a bone on a plate usually means the meal is over. Ancient humans looked at that same bone and thought, wait, there is food inside. Bone marrow was like prehistoric butter hidden in a locked safe. It was fatty, rich, and full of energy. But you could not politely ask the bone to open. You had to smash it, which means one of the most important ancient food tools was not a fork, it was a rock. A sharp stone could cut. A heavy stone could crack. A simple flake could scrape. Dinner was not just cooking. Dinner was problem-solving with violence. An ancient human could find a bone left behind by a predator, crack it open, and get to the marrow inside. To us, that sounds like eating leftovers from a crime scene. To them, it was calories. And calories were survival. That is the first weird thing about ancient food. The best part was often the part modern people throw away. Fat, marrow, organs, skin, tiny scraps stuck to bone. Ancient humans were not eating neat little boneless chicken strips. They were eating the parts that helped them stay alive when the world did not care about presentation. But meat was only one part of the story. There was no official caveman cookbook. There was no one true paleo menu. If you lived near water, dinner might be fish, shellfish, seaweed, eggs, turtles, or birds. If you lived in a forest, dinner might be nuts, mushrooms, roots, fruit, insects, or small animals. If you lived somewhere cold, fat and meat could matter more. If you lived somewhere warmer, plants could do a lot of the work. Ancient humans were not picky food influencers. They were walking survival calculators. Can I eat this? Will it make me sick? Can I carry it? Can I cook it? Can I feed the group? Will that animal come back and fight me for it? That was the grocery list. And then there were roots. Roots sound boring until you remember that ancient humans did not have bread, pasta, cereal, chips, fries, or anything wrapped in cheerful packaging. A root was not a side dish. A root could be dinner. The problem was, roots came with drama. Some were tough. Some were bitter. Some needed roasting. Some needed pounding. Some were safe. Some were a horrible surprise. Ancient food was ancient guessing with consequences. Imagine being the first person to test a strange plant while everyone else watches. So, are we eating this? Or planning your funeral? At some point, humans learned which plants were useful, which ones needed preparation, and which ones belonged in the category of absolutely not. That knowledge was not cute. It was earned by generations of people making mistakes with their stomachs. Berries were the same problem, but prettier. Modern berries look friendly. Ancient berries were little colorful confidence tests. Red berry? Blueberry? Blackberry? Is it food? Is it medicine? Is it poison? Is it the reason your cousin has been lying down for 3 hours? A supermarket has labels. The ancient world had consequences. Then there were bugs. Yes, bugs. Not always a giant nightmare grub on a stick like a cartoon dare challenge, but insects, larvae, grubs, termites, ants, and other small creatures have been eaten by humans in many places for one very practical reason. They are available, nutritious, and much easier to catch than a deer. A deer runs. A grub does not have a strong escape plan. To a hungry human, that matters. Modern people hear bugs and panic like someone dropped a beetle into their salad. Ancient humans may have looked at the same beetle and thought, protein with legs. Not glamorous, not Instagrammable, but useful. And that is the pattern. Ancient food was not about what sounded good. It was about what kept the body moving. Sometimes that meant fresh meat. Sometimes roasted roots. Sometimes nuts and fruit. Sometimes fish. Sometimes marrow from a cracked bone. Sometimes chewing something so tough your jaw basically went to the gym. That is another thing modern people forget. Ancient food was work. Today, you can eat an entire meal using only your thumb and a delivery app. Ancient humans had to search, dig, crack, scrape, chew, roast, carry, share, and hope. A modern snack is designed to disappear in your mouth. Ancient food often fought back. Roots were fibrous. Meat could be tough. Seeds needed grinding. Nuts needed cracking. Shellfish needed opening. Bones needed smashing. Even eating took effort. Your teeth were tools. Your jaw was equipment. Your hands were the kitchen. And your kitchen was outside, where other animals lived. Then fire changed the menu. Fire made some foods softer. It made some foods safer. It helped unlock calories from plants and meat. It turned hard, weird thing into less hard, less weird thing. But fire did not magically create nice meals. There was still no salt shaker, no butter, no clean cutting board, no refrigerator, no best buy date. Food spoilage was a constant enemy. If you found meat, you had to eat it, share it, dry it, smoke it, or lose it. Modern people open the fridge, smell something suspicious, and say, absolutely not. Ancient humans might have had to ask a more uncomfortable question. How suspicious are we talking? Because hunger changes your standards. But ancient humans were not just sad people chewing dirt. They were clever, very clever. They learned seasons. They learned migration routes. They learned where animals gathered. They learned when fruit appeared. They learned which nuts stored well. They learned how to roast, crack, pound, scrape, smoke, and share. They taught children. They remembered places. They probably had favorite foods. Because humans have always been humans. Even before restaurants, someone probably found a roasted root and thought, honestly, that was pretty good. But the big difference is this. Modern food is built around comfort. Ancient food was built around survival. We ask, what am I in the mood for? They asked, what can we find before dark? We ask, should I order tacos or pizza? They asked, can I crack this bone before the hyenas come back? That is why ancient food looks so strange to us. Not because ancient humans were weird, because modern food has made us forget how strange survival really is. A cracked bone full of marrow was not gross, it was energy. A root pulled from the ground was not boring, it was a win. A handful of berries was not a snack, it was a risk assessment. A bug was not a nightmare, it was food that failed to run away. And that might be the most uncomfortable truth. If you were hungry enough, cold enough, tired enough, and far enough from the nearest grocery store, your idea of food would change very quickly. The ancient dinner plate was not pretty. It was not balanced by modern standards. It did not come with a napkin. But it was the reason humans survived long enough to invent farms, kitchens, restaurants, refrigerators, and eventually the suspicious